I have Paul Rosales with me right now from REMAX Realty Professionals, and we wanted to talk a little bit about home safety in the winter because, contrary to popular opinion, winter probably will arrive.
Winter started, what, December 21st?
Well, yeah, but you couldn't tell it.
Yeah,
you never can tell. We have all 4 seasons here in Kansas, sometimes all in the same day.
That's why I always keep a coat.
Yeah.
In the Jeep, I always have a coat because you never know what's going to happen. That's for sure. A little something I learned in the Army years ago. You better be ready. But we're getting ready to go into this part of the year where you're going to have snow and ice and things like that. Things are going to get colder. We're going to use more components to heat the house. Electrical safety. I remember as a child I made the mistake. I was about 8 years old and had one of those orange radiant heat floor units. And I couldn't pull the plug out, so I decided to pull it out with my teeth. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So my face was charred, so at a young age, I realized you really do have to respect the heaters and the electrical components that go along with them.
No kidding.
But yeah, it was like bacon.
Oh, I bet.
It was not much fun. When I was running around the house, my grandma didn't know what happened to me until I explained it to her. But that kind of leads up to what I'm going to talk about is electrical safety. You want to make sure that your house is electrically capable of handling all that. You know, I remember when I was a little kid, we used to trip a breaker. Go down there, and the little kids always got sent down in our house to trip the breakers. Maybe not a good idea, but that's just the way it happened. You don't want to overload various parts of your electrical system. And I don't know if anybody remembers it, but back in the 1970s, you remember the Pintos?
Sure.
Yeah, the cars that blew up. There's breaker boxes that have problems like that. If you haven't had your electrical checked in a while, it's a real good idea to have at least a safety inspection. I know some people who can come on out and get a safety inspection done for you for free. If you have double tapping going on or anything like that, or worse yet, if you have double tapping going on in one of these types of breaker boxes, these breaker boxes are pretty dangerous. It's to the point where some insurance companies will not insure a house. If we're under contract and the insurance company checks the breaker box and it's one of these breakers, they'll make it replaced. They'll make sure that it is replaced because it's such a dangerous thing. It melts. It just doesn't shut down.
Wow.
If you have one of these and you're going to be using a lot of juice with floor units or any other components for the winter, you want to make sure that you check it. And if it's a free inspection, why not? You know, it doesn't cost you anything. At least you know where you stand. You can sleep better at night realizing everything is the way it should be. So if anybody wants to get one of those free electrical inspections, just give me a call. 250-9960 or at the number on the screen, and I'll put you in touch with my electrical people and they can come on out and they can get you taken care of on that. The other thing is chimneys. You know, a lot of people are going to start putting wood and other things inside chimneys, and again, as a child, I remember one time Grandpa and my uncle were hanging out and they decided to put a few too many things in the fireplace, and that led for an interesting Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was kind of a funny smelling house for a few days. So
that type of thing runs in your family, doesn't
Apparently it does.
That's kind of scary, Paul.
That's why I don't do anything with chimneys anymore. And I don't bite electrical wires, you know, after about...
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, that happened 35 years ago, and I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you want to make sure your chimney's going to be in order. Again, give me a call. You know, I know some folks can come out and do, if you do a cleaning, because you probably need to do a cleaning if you haven't used it in a while. You want to make sure there's no dead animals sitting up in there, birds' nests or things of that nature. They'll do a free inspection with a cleaning. So you want to make sure that you're clear on your fireplace before you go off and throw some flammable things in that fireplace. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's probably not a bad idea to make sure your flue and everything. You know, there's no cracks in your liner or anything of that nature. So we've covered electrical. We've also covered the fireplaces. Then there's your furnace. You know, you want to make sure that your furnace is burning efficiently. If you have a cracked heat exchanger, or if you're not venting quite properly, you know, every once in a while you'll hear about a family passing away in their sleep, and it's because the heater's not venting right. You know, it's kind of just a quiet thing that happens, and you want to avoid that. If you haven't had your HVAC checked recently, give me a call. Again, I know some people who can handle that for you. Being in this business, you kind of know who does a good job and who does it at a good price or free. And so if you haven't had either your electrical or your chimney or your heater checked out in a while, it's just not a bad idea to do it. Maybe even get a servicing on your heater. Because if you're going to pay to heat your house, spend the extra dollars. Make sure that that heater's running efficiently.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it kicking on all the time and paying for it all
Right,
the time.
right, because you can wind up saving a lot of money on your
Oh, yeah.
gas bill if you make sure everything is as it should be.
Yeah, through the winter, you'll save more than the service call just to have them come out and adjust things maybe, or just do a good cleaning of the HVAC system. Another good thing, just like on a car, you need to change your air filter. If you haven't changed your air filter recently on your heater, go down there and get that checked out too. You don't want to starve your HVAC system for air and then have it work harder.
Yeah.
You don't want to have that problem. And that's a relatively simple thing to do. You can go down for a few bucks and get your filter. Ice, once we get some ice, you want to make sure that you go out there and you take care of anywhere you and your family is going to be walking, because you don't want somebody falling on ice, something
Right.
my mother did. So we kind of have it throughout the entire family. But snow removal, ice removal, that's important, and just make sure the house is safe.
Very cool. Well, always a pleasure having you here.
Yep.
And we'll be back in a couple of minutes with some movies, and we'll be talking, Movie Phone will be talking to us, plus we'll go look at some trailers too. So stay with us.